Hello everyone, welcome to the Soul Guidance for Your Career Facebook Live, and welcome to the fall equinox. I'm so excited that we get to connect on such a special day. My name is Lisa Espinosa. If you haven't connected with me before, I'm a spiritual career coach and author of the book Answering Your Inner Calling. And for those of you who've been here before, joining me in the Facebook Lives, welcome back. And we're gonna start our numbering system all new today. So I know we were on episode 20, but because it's the fall equinox and it's a new season and I'm birthing a new offering with my podcast, we're gonna name this episode 1. So thank you. And today is all about riding this wave of abundance and energy and healing and balance that the fall equinox brings, to bless your career, bless your soul's gifts, and to expand your vision of what's possible. So we're going to do that. Before we continue, let's go ahead and tune in. So if you're watching live or if you're watching the recording, the transmission, just take some nice cleansing breaths. And with your breathing, connect with your beautiful body. Connect with this container of your soul. Bringing your awareness to your hips and your knees, your ankles and feet, and seeing beautiful roots of light going down your legs into the earth, creating this beautiful anchor and connection to the earth. If there's anything you're holding that could get in the way of you fully being present here, to receive and heal whatever your soul has for you today, just go ahead and set the intention that you're laying it down, releasing it into the earth, and you're breathing in through the bottoms of your feet. Beautiful energy of healing and support and presence. And I want you to visualize all of our roots connecting. So those of you who are here live, and I see you, Jill and Karen, and those of you who are going to watch the transmission later on, this transcends time and space. So we are creating this anchor of roots so that all of us together today can receive more blessings and release more of what we need to release, so that we can step into this new cycle of growth with ease and grace and presence. So breathe all that energy in and let it move up your legs, up the back of your spine, the back of your neck, the crown of your head, just feeling so present. Hello, Lorenza. You're sitting on this beautiful throne and bringing the palms of our hands together in front of our heart as we just intend to open this circle. We invite the energy of unconditional love to surround it, that this transmission be a blessing for all of you who are here present, live or listening to the transmission, that your soul bless you, expand your vision, expand your capacity to share your soul's gifts in a way that brings you and those that you are helping great fulfillment. And we end with a namaste. We open our circle with a namaste. Okay, Lorenza says she doesn't hear anything. Does everybody else not hear anything? I just saw that. Karen and Jill, if you can just confirm that you are hearing me, that would be lovely. So I'm going to keep talking until I hear from Karen and Jill, just to make sure that they can hear me. So as I was saying in the beginning, welcome to episode 1. I know those of you who have watched this before are thinking, this isn't episode 1, but we're starting to number. Yep, Jill hears me. Lorenza, there must be something. You might have it on silence or something. I'm not sure. You can always get out and come back in. Sometimes that helps. All right. So today we are here on the fall equinox. All right. This is a moment to pause, to connect with all of the blessings, the lessons that you have learned so far this year, and really your whole life, but this year especially. And then be ready to enter this new cycle. And the fall, which is my favorite season, the autumn, brings in blessings of harvest. And And we've talked about this before, but in order to receive all of the blessings that your soul has for you, in order for you to be able to share all the blessings that you are meant to share with the world, it is important that you expand a couple of things. So you expand, one, your capacity to receive. And that's the most important thing right now, to expand your capacity to receive. Because if, no matter how many blessings your soul wants to offer you, if you don't expand your ability to receive them, then a lot of it gets put on reserve. It doesn't get wasted, but it gets put on reserve until you are able to receive it. So Jill, I realize Lorenza doesn't hear me, so if you can put a message for her, I don't know if she can read it, but if she can maybe read your message and tell her to just exit and come back. So today, as I was preparing for the call, I was so excited and so grateful, and what kept coming was expanding your vision. That in this moment, it's so important to expand your vision of what you are able to share with the world. Right, to expand your vision of how ready you are to share your gifts with the world. Expand your vision of how ready you are to be compensated in a way that feels abundant and beautiful for you, for sharing your gifts with the world. So this expanding of your vision is so important. And it's important for you to remember that your soul expands, your soul has the most expansive vision possible, right? Your soul is not limited in any way. And in this moment, I feel your soul just ready to bless your vision so that you are not limited by any past wounds or burdens or memories that you've experienced in this lifetime, particularly around your career, around your, being worthy or having something valuable to offer. So when I work with my clients, there's so many steps, right? And the number one step, right? This is evolving your career from the inside out, right? Is that connection with your beautiful soul. And what I notice over and over as I help my clients and as I go through, keep crossing thresholds to deeper support and helping of others and deeper receiving for myself as well, is that as we are moving forward, there is this process that happens where old wounds and patterns and scripts in our head and really unnecessary things, but that can block and dilute your offering, come up. And that's part of the process. So this is what I want to really normalize for you, right? So most of you know today my podcast, Soul Studio for Career launched. There's 2 episodes out there, yay! And the 3rd one will be out this week. And this was months in preparation, and really not even months, but really this whole lifetime and lifetimes, right, to prepare for this moment. And every time, and there were many milestones leading to today, to this moment. And every time I crossed a milestone, some big fear came up. And it was intentional, not because my soul's trying to punish me, not because I'm a bad person, but because your soul is not guiding you to just this next job. Your soul is guiding you on the evolution of your service. And please understand, when I say service, I mean, yes, service helping the world, but absolutely service for yourself. We're not talking about martyrdom. We're not talking about being this healer, teacher, wellness professional, whatever your label is, right? You're bringing healing to the world. But we're not talking about doing that in a way that depletes you or gets you burnt out. That is the old paradigm. We're birthing this new way of helping and healing the world that helps and heals the world and supports you. That you get to be a model for others of a balanced, healthy, loving to yourself leader that is creating such tremendous blessing in the world. That is what's needed right now. So I want to say that. But going back to this process that happens, that's why it's often said, right, as you're getting ready to have a breakthrough, there's often a breakdown. And what it is, it's just a breakdown of old beliefs that don't serve you. So the reason I'm bringing this up right now is because the fall equinox, right, you're entering this new season of greater expansion. And because that is happening, you might have some big fears come up. And the worst thing that could happen is that you allow those fears to convince you that you're not ready, that it's the wrong time, that your soul's medicine is invaluable, that you're not supposed to do this, that you need to get more training, that you need to lose weight, that you need to fix your house, whatever. And to understand that that's part of the process. And the more you can embrace, okay, this is what's happening, this is part of the process, the easier and softer it can happen. So as I was preparing for this Facebook Live, and it really wasn't about the Facebook Live, it was my podcast going live. And it's not like there's a million people waiting to hear it, but there's something significant about now having this wider platform, right? It's on iTunes, it's on Podbean, it's on Google Play. And before any sort of celebration that I could feel, there was all this fear coming up. There was all this fear like, oh my gosh, are they going to be helpful? Are people going to judge me? Are they important? Does it matter? All that old stuff that I have faced before, but just so strong. But I'm so grateful that I'm at this part of my journey that I could remind myself and remind all my parts who worked so hard for this moment that this is part of the process. Okay, this is just getting cleansed. I'm not getting punished. This doesn't mean I'm not ready. And the more I could soften and release the resistance to that stuff coming out, the softer it became. So that it could become this almost like this background noise, like, okay, there's the old voices having all that stuff. But I am also here in this moment celebrating this new birth. I'm also here in this moment so excited to help all of you to share more of your medicine, because that is what's going to help the world. And that I could really start to embrace feeling proud of myself, feeling kindness towards myself, and model that for you, because I know all of you that are watching are having your own births. Whether you're already birthing the book, the blog, the new offering, the new business, the workshop, the different way to serve your clients, to support your clients, or whether you're in the first chapter, right? Or doing, wherever you are in the journey, I know that you are birthing important for some reason the word technology keeps coming up, but technologies, important spiritual truths, important creative ideas into the world. And I know that part of that birthing is going to include those times when you feel insecure and when you doubt yourself. And this isn't about dismissing it. This isn't about like, oh, okay, I know this is going to happen. This is so dumb. Let me just rush through it. That's not how it works. Because you are modeling this for other people. What that means is that one of the most important things you're learning as you step forward in the evolution of your career is how to do this, how to meet the breakdowns with grace, ease, and even joy. And the key to that is kindness towards yourself, is compassion towards yourself. And it's really embracing feeling proud of yourself. And it is a practice, absolutely. So today, when we do the meditation of expanding your vision, I want you to understand what that means. That means expanding your vision on all levels, expanding your vision of how much you can receive. Receive from your soul, receive from yourself, receive from the world in gratitude for your support, for your help, for the value that you're bringing. Expanding your capacity to grow through joy. And that is something I've talked about before, but it's becoming clearer and clearer that those of you and all of you, if you're watching this Facebook Live, I count you in this group. Those of you who are on an accelerated spiritual journey, meaning that you came into this lifetime and you decided, I have a mission to accomplish. I have important work to do in the world. And why? Because your soul's medicine is unique, just like everybody else's soul's medicine. And as you declare that and remember that I have, as the Sophia Code says, a mission, a legacy of love to leave behind here. That in this lifetime, this was the lifetime that you decided, I am not going to let fears hold me back. So that means that you are on an ongoing journey of initiation, of crossing thresholds. And that means that what I just talked about, this process of you're about to take a great leap and then this big fear comes up, that's going to happen over and over. So it's important, because this is what can happen, that you can then start to create a belief, well, I am going to grow, I am going to evolve, but then there's going to be all these dark nights of the soul, and it's going to be really painful, and it's going to be really exhausting, and I'm going to feel really bad. But then on the other side, it's going to feel really great. Now, I know it might sound like I just said that before, but that's not what I said. Hear this clearly. What I said is that as we are taking these quantum leaps forward, as you're sharing more of your soul's gifts, of course, old fears are going to come out. Why? Because your soul's like, okay, you don't need this fear. We're purging it. We're just going to this needs to come out, because it's just going to block your ability to receive all the blessings we have for you. That's what's happening. So this new belief of okay, this is normal, and I can even start to experience this with joy and ease. And if joy and ease sounds like, whoa, that's too big of a jump for me, then start with kindness for yourself. Okay, this is what's happening. I know this is going to happen. So today, as I was, woke up with this fear because my podcast is launching today, instead of oh, why am I afraid? I should be celebrating. What's wrong with me? Just understanding, okay, I know what's happening. This is another big jump in my evolution of my career and the way that I can reach people. And my soul, in her infinite wisdom, in her infinite generosity and efficiency, instead of having me go through years of carrying these old wounds, is all right, you're stepping into this next level. Let's bring this up. You can see it, look at it, have compassion for it, and let it go. So that's part of what expanding your vision. I want to invite you to expand your vision, that you can grow and heal through love, that you can grow and heal through kindness to yourself, that you can grow and heal through joy. And I haven't fully stepped into that yet, but I have that as a prayer and intention for myself. When I catch myself going to that old place of okay, I know this is going to be a big growth, but all this stuff's going to come out and I'm going to suffer. No, I don't want to grow through suffering anymore. I have done that. I've learned a lot that way. And I'm grateful. I can look back on my life and see all of the painful challenges, the suffering, and understand how much I grew through that. And really acknowledge my courage, just as you can. Acknowledge your courage for all that you've gone through. And moving forward, I really want to set the intention that I can grow through ease, that I can expand my vision to include ease and joy through these breakdown of old beliefs that happens. So if you, I've noticed leading up to this launch of the podcast, all these bizarre things that have happened to me, just all these things that I could look at and be oh my gosh, this is a sign that I'm doing something wrong. But instead to remember, okay, my soul is just clearing old stuff. This is just showing that I'm about to take a big quantum leap. And this isn't about burying your head in the sand. You have to look at those things, right? Not drown in it, but look at whatever the trigger is, whatever the wound that's coming up. And I want to remind you, all of you who are here have already done so much healing. And a lot of times when the wound comes up, you've already done a lot of processing. You've already seen coaches and therapists and Reiki practitioners and acupuncture and done all sorts of things. And often what's coming up is this final glob of like, oh wow, there is still this like pus, that was left behind. Show me, beautiful soul, what do I need to do with this? And a lot of times it's not process, analyze, think about it a lot. A lot of times it's just send it love and let it go. And that might involve a ritual, that might involve, I always love integrating Reiki and crystals, but whatever your tools are. So I'm so thrilled on this fall equinox, riding this wave of abundance and harvest that the fall equinox brings. As the leaves start to change color, right, that beautiful golden color, let that remind you of your soul's medicine, how it is becoming more golden and radiant. That your soul's medicine, which is unique and like nobody else's, is going to attract the people, the support, the resources, the clients, the students, the opportunities that are meant to come to you. And when the leaves start to fall, let that remind you of just all the burdens, all the old scripts, all the old beliefs, all the old fears, all the limitations that you're holding on to, that they're just being let go. They are being released. So we're going to start our meditation, our soul journey. After the soul journey, I'll share a little bit more about my podcast and some invitations, and I'll pull a few oracle cards for you for this fall equinox. So let's begin. So wherever you are, take some nice breaths. And at the beginning of the call, we already connected to the earth. So take a moment to just go back down to your feet. Maybe you tap your feet a little bit, or just making that reconnection to the earth. Just knowing how happy, how grateful the earth is for you. Feeling that network of roots that we all created together, right? Everyone here live and everyone who will ever listen to this transmission. All of our roots connected, creating this beautiful support system underneath. And as you take those nice cleansing breaths, I invite you to bring your hands, the palms of your hands, over your heart center. And closing your eyes. As you take some nice cleansing breaths, knowing that your heart is the entryway to your soul. In this moment, setting the intention that you are open to receiving all of the love that your soul has for you, receiving the healing, the wisdom, the ideas that your soul has for you today. And I invite you to visualize in front of you, as we've done many times before, that beautiful golden path in front of you. And I want you to imagine this golden path in front of you is outside in nature. And I want to invite you to see a beautiful autumn scene, beautiful trees, the leaves, different colors, the path filled with golden red leaves, all different shades of golden, different shades of reds. You're standing there and your beautiful soul is holding your hand as you look at this path before you. Today, on this fall equinox, you stand looking at this path that represents your highest path, meaning this is the path that will help and bless the most people and bring you the most blessings as well. And as you stand there looking at this path, notice how beautiful it is. Notice how many gifts are laying on the path. Little gifts, big gifts, medium gifts. You don't need to know what they are. They might just look like these beautiful boxes wrapped up in beautiful paper. Notice all these benches on the path, these beautiful, comfortable benches on the path. You start to recognize as you're standing there looking at this path, how much support, how much ease your soul wants to offer you. And as you're looking at this path, you suddenly notice another path next to it. You notice another path that doesn't look as bright. A path that has a lot of bumps. A path that has a lot of detours. A path that is somewhat uphill. And as you look at that path, you understand that you have a choice. That you can take that other path. That it will still help the world and it will still bring you some blessings for sure. And it is a very familiar path. That is the path that includes some old beliefs, that include limitation, that include suffering, that include having to prove yourself, that include having to have a lot of effort to share your medicine. And as you stand here with your beautiful soul, looking at both paths, you recognize that you've outgrown that old path. You've outgrown that old way of sharing your medicine. And even though some parts of you want to go down that path because it's familiar, most of you recognizes, I'm tired of that path. It's a limiting path. I've outgrown that path. So your soul holds your hand and asks you, are you willing to let go of that old path? That old path of growing through suffering, that old path of having to prove yourself over and over, that old path of being a martyr, of helping others and not receiving the help you need, of not having boundaries so that you can share your soul's medicine in a most profound way, of rescuing others, of hiding your light. And as you stand here holding your soul's hand, go deep inside your heart. And if you are ready to let go of that path, if you are willing to let go of it, even if there's parts of you that say, well, I don't know how to let go of it, I'm not sure. But if you're willing, all that is needed is your willingness. If you are willing to let go of that old path, tell your soul now in this moment, I am willing. I am willing to let go of that old path. I sended blessings. I sended even thank yous because I learned a lot from that path. But I am done. I've experienced that. I'm done with that. I've experienced that. Thank you. I am willing to let it go. And see that path surrounded in so much light as it gets carried away to the light. And as it gets carried away, you might feel as I send you Reiki, and those of you who know Reiki, just feel that Reiki going through you as it clears your aura, clears your energy, clears the cords that you have of attachment to that old path. Cutting the cords, coming back, feel your beautiful soul holding your hand still. And she holds your hand and she gently walks you, leads you to the other path, the golden path. Stand on this golden path that is lined by these beautiful, wise, ancient trees, and feel all these beautiful autumn leaves falling over you, bringing all of these blessings, healing, abundance, prosperity in all ways. And just walk through this path, this beginning of the path, and feel those leaves falling over you. Notice that these are special leaves, that as they touch you, you hear this beautiful sound. As they touch you, you feel your energy expanding. You feel blessed. And as they fall on the floor, they create more blessings on your path. And as you stand there, your soul places her hand on the back of your heart. It's okay to use your imagination, or you might actually feel a presence there in the back of your heart. As your soul says, thank you for your courage. I am always here for you. As you've expanded your ability to receive, you have now expanded your ability to give, to share your medicine. The world is blessed by you. Feel your soul's blessing. So standing here in deep gratitude, knowing that this fall equinox is blessing this inner journey, this soul journey, so that it is even more healing and expansive than you might think. Feeling the earth under your feet, we take some nice cleansing breaths and we bring the palms of our hands together in front of our heart. See your soul in front of you. See how she bows in front of you in such reverence and respect for your journey. Bow to your soul and bow to all of your beautiful parts, all the different parts of you who have shown so much courage, who have led you here. And we bow to everyone watching this transmission. And we close this inner journey with a namaste, namaste. Being very gentle with yourself as you stretch. Take deep breaths. Maybe shake your arms a little bit, stomp your feet a little bit as you ground and come back. And as you do that, I'm going to burn a little bit of Palo Santo. I see some new people who joined. Claudia, thank you. And I think Kim might have joined before too. My screen is small, so I can't see all the names. I apologize. All right, let's close our circle with this beautiful Palo Santo. And please remember that, this inner journey we did today together is going to continue to bless you, to heal you long after we end our Facebook Live today. So I want to encourage you, if you have time today, to walk outside, to journal, to take a yoga class, to do anything nurturing for yourself. Please do so that you can integrate this more deeply and you can hear all the wisdom that your soul has for you. So So excited, yay! So a couple of things. As you know, podcast is live. Soul Studio for Your Career. If you missed it, my podcast episodes will be released the first 3 Mondays of the month. Because it's the launch, I released 2 today and I will release another one later this week. My aim is that they're about 30 minutes long. And season 1, because this is season 1, is all about the foundational basics, right? The basics of connecting with your soul and letting your soul guide you to evolve your career. And wherever you are, if you've been doing this for years or you're in the beginning of it, the basics are always important to review. And I share personal stories in there as well. And it's really an offering, a gift for you, for all of you, to help you share more of your medicine with the world, because that's what our world needs right now. And podcasts are free. You can always go to my website, lisaespinosa.net, go to the blog podcast page, and you can hear them there. But I'm also on iTunes and Google Play and Podbean, and I will be on Spotify as soon as I have 5 episodes. If for those of you who have iPhones, iTunes is the biggest container for podcasts. So if you are on there and you feel inspired by my podcast and are inspired to subscribe to it and leave a review, or you could just do stars, a 5-star review, that would be awesome, because that helps other people find it. All right, so that's my commercial for the podcast. And I want to say, with the Facebook Lives, my plan is then so in October, the first Monday, second Monday, and third Monday, there will be a new episode in my podcast. And then the 4th Monday, I will have a Facebook Live that goes deeper into the episodes of the podcast. So a couple of things coming up. Solder World on October 6th, I will be there 9:30 to 10:30. I will be the Sunday speaker. I will be talking about book number 2, Birthing the Priestess Within. It's so amazing how many things I'm birthing right now. And for those of you who have heard nothing about it, that is okay. But what I mean when I say priestess, I mean that we are channels of unconditional love for ourselves and for the world. It'll be a free talk, and then it's followed by a workshop 11 to 1, where I will be talking about that. Like, how do you become a channel for unconditional love for yourself and others? How do you turn initiations into wisdom? The workshop, I think, is $35. There's no pre-registration. Solder World is an amazing space, so if you haven't been there, I highly encourage you to go, whether you go to my talk or not. That's on my events page and on my Facebook page. And then also in October, I will be at Tranquil Soul Yoga. It's so beautiful in Frankfurt. It's just amazing space. It's the first time I will be there. I will be doing a 90-minute offering about answering your inner calling. So I would love, 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 love to see you there. All right. That's good. And I just want to say, I'm taking the show on the road always. So if you know of a place, even if it's not in Chicago, I am like open to traveling, and you would like to host me as a speaker, send me an email. I'd love to do that. All right, let's see. What are your cards for today? And really today, okay, so these cards are, what is the message from your soul for today in this fall equinox, as you step into this next cycle, right? As you release that old journey, that old way of growing through suffering, through limitation, all of that. If you didn't get to hear the whole journey, the whole meditation, remember it's recorded so you can go back and hear it. And even if you heard it, hearing it again, each time you receive more. So let's see, what's the message from your soul today? And this is from the Soulful Woman deck that is gorgeous and beautiful, and I love. Path awareness. If I sincerely ask, I am always guided back to the right path for me and to my central purpose. Look at this. To me, path awareness is your golden path, right? So even though we just did this journey of releasing the old path, our brain is so used to going there that you might find you get caught up again, like, oh, I'm going back. Just come back. Think of this as a beautiful postcard from your soul. And what does she say? If I sincerely ask, to always beautiful soul, bring me back to my path. Remind me that I can grow through joy. Remind me that I can expand my vision. Remind me that I can expand my ability to receive. So there she is. And just to show you, this is the deck, Soulful Woman. And then let's see which Keeper of the Light, which is Kyle Gray's deck. Which Keeper? Wow, okay, it jumped out. Lord Shiva, Transcendence. I love this card. Okay, rise up. Honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. Look at this. I particularly love the steps are being given. And that along with if I sincerely ask. So here, see, there's a sentence happening here. Your soul says, ask me, sincerely ask me, and I will provide the steps. And then of course you will follow. Right, love this. And I love that Shiva reminds us to dance with the universe. Dance. Right? And finally, the Surrender deck. Just a beautiful deck. Power of Surrender. Let's see, what is the message? Right. Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. Yeah, and you know why? Because nobody else has your soul's medicine, right? That was episode 2 of my podcast. Hear it. Or I'm saying, like, there's no competition. Look at this. Stop comparing yourself. That always comes from your ego. Your soul is never, ever, ever comparing you to anyone else, because your soul is thrilled and totally in love with you. Your soul is like, you are amazing. Oh my gosh. So, I love this. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your strengths, attractiveness, you're beautiful, and your power. All right. Your soul is awesome. Thank you, everyone. It was such a joy to connect with you. And I look forward to connecting again through the podcast, through the next Facebook Live, through the talks that I have coming up at Outer World and Tranquil Soul Yoga, and all the other offerings that I have coming up. I'll be at Infinity Foundation. I mean, there's all these things. Go to my website, sign up there. And love you. Many blessings, everyone. Bye.